Good morning, hockey fans. This is Stephen Heisler with HeisHockey.com and the Victorious Hockey Company with a special Saturday version of the Junior Hockey Morning Show. Eric Ballard is my guest again. We are breaking down the World Junior Championships up in the Maritimes, and we'll go over some scores from last night's NAHL and USHL games. Good morning, Eric. How are you doing today?
Morning, Stephen. I'm doing good, buddy. Sorry I missed you guys yesterday.
You had to work.
I still have a job.
We had to walked into Bokie's restaurant, Peggy's Diner in Edgewater, Florida yesterday for our first road show version of the morning show. We had some hiccups. We figured out we have to use noise canceling mics because the background noise is pretty heavy, but we'll get through that. But otherwise, a really good show at Bocus. Like visiting with him. Great coach, great human being, funny as can be. We missed you, man. We're looking forward to having you in that show yesterday, but you had to go chase peewees around, right?
Yeah, I was taking care of some practices. It's the holiday season here, and we've got some coaches out on vacation, some families. So, yeah, jumped in and helped out our peewee group, a couple peewee teams. So it was good. Yeah, I missed that because I've known Bokie almost as long as I've known you. So I coached against Bokie in a number of different leagues, AAA, North American League, and even in college. So it was a bummer, but I'm glad it went well.
We'll do that again sometime. He doesn't get down there very often. He's up in Atlanta. I think he goes up today, I think he said, right? But great guy. So let's go over the scores from last night's North American Hockey League and USHL action. Danbury lost at Maine 3-5. The Generals pounded Johnstown 9-2. Kenai River got shut out by Wisconsin 7-0. Anchorage lost at Janesville 5-3. North Iowa over Austin in Austin 3-2. Shreveport took down Corpus Christi at Corpus Christi 5-1. Aberdeen and St. Cloud went to overtime in Aberdeen with the Wings taking it 3-2. New Mexico got a road win at Amarillo 6-3, and Minot held off Bismarck 3-4 at home. In USHL action, Muskegon 9-6 over the National Team Development Program. Green Bay lost at Chicago 4-1. Cedar Rapids took down Youngstown 4-2 at home. Fargo at home 4-2 over Des Moines. Lincoln 5-1 road win at Omaha. Sioux City beat Madison 4-2 at home. And Sioux Falls over Waterloo 3-2 at home. Last night in World Junior competition, only 2 games on the docket. Germany defeated Austria by a 4-2 score at Halifax. Their win is the first of the tournament with 2 losses. They still earn a spot to the next round, which begins on the 2nd. The loss, Austria's 4th in a row, means they will have to play in Latvia to avoid relegation. Did you watch that game at all yesterday, Eric?
I did, just bits and pieces of it because I was running all over the place. But yeah, it was interesting.
Well, I thought the funniest part was Austria's goal. The first goal was the first goal of the whole tournament, and you think they just won the game, you know? So
yeah, it was. They had the crowd into it for sure. It was, you know what though, small victories, right? Small victories for, I'm assuming, a really emotional time for that team and that group. So, yeah, it was nice to see. I mean, too little, too late, but nice to see.
It's interesting because Germany played so well in their games, especially early on in the tournament, and then Austria did so bad. This was Austria's by far best game of the event so far, and I think they really proved themselves to be something. I'm not too sure how they're going to do against Latvia. I think they'll probably be sliding down. But like Switzerland in the past, you know, I think Austria is making a move and will be able to eventually compete at this level if they keep investing in their game in their country.
Right.
Slovakia improved its odds of a favorable quarterfinal seeding with a solid 3-0 win over Latvia. In Friday's game at Moncton, Alex Cernik scored the first period winner for Slovakia. You know, after Slovakia beat the United States, you really had to look at them as a threat, as a sleeper in this event.
Yeah, you can't. We talked about it. And we've said it. These short term events, you got to be prepared. I mean, I've lost a couple games to you in the betting pool here, where even the Latvian team was up 2-1 going into the last 5 minutes and lost in a shootout. And you have to be prepared. And nobody's done and out until the final buzzer. Obviously, it's been proven with Canada getting knocked off, the U.S. getting knocked off, some of the bigger powerhouses getting knocked off in early pool play.
So let's go over the standings right now. Sweden is 8 points. Czechia's got 7 points. Canada 6 points. Germany 3 points in Group A. Some of that can be turned around today. We'll see what happens. Group B, Finland is on top with 7 points. Slovakia and the U.S. have 6 points apiece. And Switzerland has 4 points. It's hard to say what division is stronger than the other one. They're both very formidable. The top 8 teams right now, I think anybody in that group can beat anybody.
Yeah, I think it's right now. I mean, obviously Sweden has done a good job, taking care of business. But I think that you've got the Canadians on a roll right now. U.S. looks much better and a little more refined. You're right. I think it's up for grabs right now. And now it's we got a couple big ones tonight. The heavy hitters hit the ice tonight, so it's going to be now the games are going to get really exciting.
Absolutely. Today's the last day of pool play. In the first game, Switzerland versus Slovakia. Are the Swiss for real, or should we expect Slovakia to simply overwhelm their opponents in this one? Both teams are motivated in an effort to secure higher seeding for the knockout rounds. I'm picking Slovakia in this one. What do you think?
It's a toss-up for me, and just I'm gonna stay consistent. I'm gonna pick the Swiss. I'm gonna go against you, and I got to recover a couple of those games. So I think I really do. I think the Swiss have a chance to get this game, but I'll take the Swiss over the Slovaks today.
Write it down, Tommy. All right.
I'm already in a position where I'm going to a Cuban restaurant I know nothing about. So I mean,
it's not Cuban. It's it's Peruvian and Colombian.
Oh, I figure what's another glass of water when you're already drowning? Not a big deal.
In the next game, Czechia and Germany. Czechia is on a mission to advance well beyond the quarterfinals, making the contest against Germany all that more important today. I'm picking Czechia in this one.
Yeah, I'm going to stay with you on that one, the Czechians, for sure.
It's funny. Germany is still in this thing to some extent. Of all the 8 teams, they're probably right now looking like the weakest one, but they still prove themselves to be very formidable in their pool play in some of these games. So they can sneak up and bite anybody.
Yeah, listen, take nothing away from them. They're playing hard, and they've been resilient. They haven't kind of folded the tents up and went home. So, but I just think the Czechians just have too much depth.
In the third game, U.S. versus Finland. This is the American opportunity to take Group B's top seed. Doing so makes for a favorable opponent in the knockout round. While Finland spoil their plans, they certainly have the ability to do exactly that. I'm picking the United States, but this is, to me, the game of the day.
Yeah, obviously, I'm gonna ride for the brand. Obviously, you can tell. USA is definitely my pick. I think it's going to be an exciting game. I think it can go either way, but I think I like the way the Americans are playing right now. So, I know Finland is. They got some good players, a lot of depth. I think it's going to be. You're right. It's a good call. I think it's going to be the game of the day. But I'm going to take the Team USA over the Finns today.
I think the Canadians are up there shaking their head at me as we speak, because for saying that, Canada versus Sweden, this is probably one of the most important group games Canada has ever played in the history. A loss means Sweden takes the group. A victory combined with Czechia's expected regulation win over Germany will put Canada into the group's second spot. Both teams are immensely talented, so the game was really a toss-up, or is it? I'm going to pick Canada because it's Canada, and I don't want to get hung later on. But I think this is going to be a great hockey game. I think it's going to follow along what happened in the game with Czechia and Sweden. It's going to end up being decided in the final few minutes. Canada is loaded with talent. They're playing in their home country, and that better kid is just ridiculous, right? So
Yeah, Connor Bedard is absolutely phenomenal. But I think the one thing about the Canadians, they took an early loss. They got back on track. Against Germany there, I mean, they were just firing on all cylinders. It
oh,
was
yeah.
really good. I mean, that power play 5-minute major was, I mean, they found the back of the net numerous times. I think they're on an all time high. I really do. I think right now they definitely are the team to knock off. It's going to be a tough game because I think the Swedes just they play so calm and they play with not a lot of peaks and valleys and they're just real methodical in decision making and you don't see them get rattled. This is a tough one for me because I've got a lot of Canadian buddies too. But at the end of the day, if we're really picking the right team, I have to stay with the Canadians right now because just where they're at. But I think this game could come down to an overtime or a shootout.
Absolutely. It's been easier for us to pick winners within pool play. Things get really difficult on Monday for us, don't they?
Oh,
Um,
yeah,
it's going to change completely. Anything can happen in that knockout phase.
yeah. The complexion. I'm hoping in the complexion on Monday, I'm going to be able to kind of leapfrog you and take a couple of those wins back I gave to you.
With your vast experience and knowledge, and I'll concede that I'm just an old dumb defenseman, so you're probably going to take the whole thing. But I still have Pio, so we're
That's
done.
all right. You're still in the lead right now, buddy. So.
Yeah, that was more luck, and usually I just flip a coin, which one's going to be heads or tails, and go with that. But it's much better in hockey for me than it is NFL picks. I gave that one up completely. Football is just not my thing. So,
No,
so what are your plans for the rest of the weekend?
we're just going to be hanging out here, a real quiet weekend. I got a few of my teams traveling out of town. I don't have anything here local, and I'm going to spend the weekend at home just watching a little hockey. This time of year is really nice for me. I spend a lot of time watching the World Juniors and catching up on some North American USHL and even some major junior stuff. And it gets so busy during the year. This is kind of a real good downtime for me.
You should take your wife over to the Four Seasons Hotel for dinner tonight and watch the fireworks.
Right now in this area, you wouldn't get anywhere into the Four Seasons out the village. It's pretty busy out here right now. Everybody's still staying from vacations from Christmas.
Oh yeah.
We got fireworks in downtown right at Snow King Avenue there. A nice little restaurant that we go to. We know the owners, so we'll see. We might just stay home. Might just sit and relax and do nothing.
So how difficult is it to grill steaks outside in Jackson Hole in the middle of winter?
No, not hard at all. I got the grill right at the end of the deck, buddy.
Good stuff, Eric. Good stuff. We're going to be. Daisy has a party to go to because that's what Daisy does and the kids. They'll do that. I'll work a little bit tonight. Watch some hockey. Be a full day of that, and get on with our day. We won't do a show tomorrow because we'll probably be still sleeping, but we'll come back on Monday and do it again, and we'll break down North American Hockey League rankings, World Juniors. So look for a long show on Monday. If Eric can tolerate me for that long, God only knows, right?
Absolutely, buddy. Been fun. I appreciate it.
It's been a fun week. That's it for today, folks. Short show.